Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 10th day of June 2013. John Rule's here as a guest to help us enjoy these photos. Let's see what we got, John. That is blunt leaf or curly leaf milkweed. That's a close-up, you can tell, because that thing's the size of your little fingernail, those flowers. And you may have seen it, but it wouldn't be down in the swampy part. It's up on the drier land.
I see.
And
well, it doesn't look like the one that's blooming now that also has maroon stems. Out on
there's a little insect on some kind of a dandelion, and this is a snout butterfly. Not very much definition, but you can see his face extends out there. Yeah. I'm not sure what kind of structure that is. This little guy's interesting. He's on an elderberry, and we got a little closer there and maybe cropped him to get him to
He's not a leaf hopper or something. He looks a little different. That tail was really something.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's flying beast, and I don't know if I remember if he flew or not. That little spider, look at his eyes. You see those big projections on his head?
I do.
They have a lot of eyes on spiders. And now he's kind of rolled around like he was trying to eat something there, and I disturbed him.
The jumping spiders usually have big eyes.
Now, I've got a series of shots here probably, because these just came into bloom, and this is the Asclepias purpurascens. It's the purple milkweed. And you recognize that fritillary is a great spangle. Yes, sir. I knew you'd have those at home down at Bog Bayou.
A lot of them.
Lots of those.
A lot of Gulf fritillaries too.
Have you ever seen that milkweed growing on your place?
No.
The purple?
No,
well,
I don't think so.
We'll have to try to get you some seed this year.
I'd like to get it started. It's
that's in bloom prolifically up and down the highways and everywhere, and that was one of the things they call a beard tongue, but it's penstemon is the actual scientific name. This is just, you see how their structures.
Penstemon
digitalis. It's the most common white version, native version in Northwest Arkansas. Gosh, now if I'm going to remember.
That's beautiful.
That's really small. It's you know, like a pencil-sized stem and those little flowers. And I think I'm going to fail to remember it today. This is what's called common milkweed, and it's not quite in bloom, as you can see, but see the same thing. You've got one big bloom that's ahead of the other three.
Right. Now this, what is this? Because this looks so similar.
It's rhus.
Rhus stems.
R-H-U-S. It's called
rhus. Well, isn't that the family of poison ivy?
No. Okay, this is a different milkweed. I'm sorry. This one is the Asclepias viridis, and it's got various insects on it. I mentioned last week, I think, when you catch some of those little bugs on there, get rid of them because they compete with the monarchs for sustenance of the leaves, and they also would compete, destroy the seed pod so that they won't use the seed. This is...
It looks like, what, a carpenter bee or something?
That's what I was going to have to try to come up with. And that tell people that you see how shiny the whole back end is.
Right.
All the regular bumblebees are not that way. You see some seed pods down in this batch. This is the yellow or cream-colored Baptisia. Most common in my area in town is Baptisia alba. It's a white indigo plant. And you see the seeds, those pods turn deep dark, almost black, and then they're ready to share. Well, sumac, I see down my list there, that's what that rhus is. It's sumac.
Well,
so you're familiar with it, I bet.
What kind of sumac would it be, you think?
It's green right now, but we're hoping
Well, we have an awful
it'll
lot.
color up
Yeah.
in sort of red.
We have
so
a lot of the
forth.
staghorn, and then I think we've got the poisonous type around there
Well,
somewhere.
you know, I
swamp
just,
coat.
yeah, I honestly don't know which one it is and didn't have time to study up on it because it's early bloom.
People used to make pink lemonade using the staghorn sumac. That
Really?
was the red fuzzy.
Well, we'll see in a few weeks, we'll have pictures of that
Yeah.
in better color.
Should be.
Well, until next time, John, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Please do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green, and help us fight the hog farms in our watersheds. There's now one being talked about down in Centerton, Arkansas. See ya. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 13th of June, 2013, and I'm wearing a shirt from Louisiana Tech, and that's because my conversation will include an old friend from there. This is the next to the Postal Service facility out on Armstrong or whatever the street's called at that point. And these are some of the flowers I saw just adjacent to the postal facility out there in southeast Fayetteville. And you see some wildflowers. And we're going to talk about this because Elizabeth Chadbourne, who's actually a librarian at the University of Arkansas, has been leasing some property out there along what's called the Equestrian Trail, going back for years. And she, well, this is parallel to the trail itself, the paved trail. And there's a box turtle. They're one of the things we want to protect. See him up close, he's got a little vegetation in his mouth, and he's holding real still, hoping I'm not seeing him. Well, these are Elizabeth Chadbourne's horses, and she's got just a few, but she's pastured them there and ridden on that land for many years and paid a lease fee to the city. And part of her agreement, of course, she mowed it and did all kinds of stuff all these years, quite a few years. And so she's got beautiful horses, and she takes wonderful care of them, and she's an expert equestrian, I would say, and as well as librarian. And she's about to lose the use of this property. Now the trail, the paved trail, will still be there, and I hope the low areas on either side, that's an old railroad bed, you know, and I hope that the trees on either side of the trail will remain. Well, the city actually agreed to sell this on the 4th of June, the last city council meeting, and you can, of course, watch the discussion there. Elizabeth Chadbourne did speak, and I said a few words about the property, about protecting what's there. That's one of the entryways to the property, and you can see the sign in the background, and that's a different opening to the east entryway. Now, we've got past those, and let's talk about elderberries. The flowers are edible. The berries, if you choose to use them for food, have to be at a certain level of ripeness and cooked in a certain way. There are plenty of recipes for using berries as well as the flowers. But, well, I did a bad thing on that photo, so it didn't work. Probably maybe one I adjusted too much or something, and hope we can get it to look better later on. But I seem to have a lot of non-support in here on some of these, and that's my bad work. But here's another featured item. This was the first day this common milkweed came into bloom, and of course when I crop or adjust some of these, they don't as readily show up. But you can get the idea of what those flowers look like. They're quite similar to others, such as the one we were featuring last week and on previous shows of the, Asclepias amblexicalis, but this is Asclepias syriaca. And in Fayetteville, I'd say it's not a common milkweed. There are people who have them in their yards, and there's some growing in the wild, but they're just not as common as Asclepias viridis, the green milkweed I talked about. But the flowers you see are pretty and pink as they first bloom, and they go through different stages of being beautiful as the days progress. And we hope that it'll rain this weekend, and these beautiful flowers will keep blooming until all the flowers have had their full thing, and then go to the stage of producing seed pods. And the seed pods are pretty nice and important, and please wait till they dry out and open on their own before you collect and share the seed pods. And read up on the internet about how to plant milkweed, because the monarchs depend on them for their survival. Any and all of the species you can get seed for, please do it. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.